Okay, this has been a full week since we got them. They have grown a hell of a lot. Uh, they were fitting in the palm of my hand. Now they're, quite a bit bigger. We still have a little runt right here, which, come on, is currently one of the first dibs on that nipple there. They are all doing pretty well. I've got an order from Amazon coming tomorrow, an artificial milk unit, and here in another 2 days from now, I have formula coming for to kind of help out. So it was suggested to me a few days ago, so I ordered that in just to make sure that they're getting enough. Especially as they get bigger, their mama is producing a lot more milk than she was when we got her, but even so, these puppies are getting big. So I want to keep them growing, keep them putting on weight. Their mother's skin issue is definitely clearing up really, really good. She's got a lot of fur coming in. She got a bath today, which was an interesting experience for the both of us. She did really good with a bath. Unfortunately, I did not realize that she did not care for showers at all, so I turned on the shower faucet and the spray hit her, and she jumped and was all shaking and trembling and everything else, and I had a hell of a time getting her calmed back down, but managed to do so. And she loved the bath water. Once the bath was filled up with a couple inches of water, she loved sitting in that. So she did a really, really good job. So but yeah, that's where we're at with them. And she's had 2 accidents in the house. One just a little bit earlier here, about 5 hours. I don't think she was ever really house trained per se. I know she was never really crate trained. The people that had her before just let her sleep in the bed with the kids, so she was never crate trained as such. She's done great in most of the house, but the 1 bedroom, she just, for some reason, she thinks that if that door is open, that's an invitation to go to the bathroom there. So we've just been working to keep that door shut. But other than that, she's been doing really good. I mean, I've been taking her out every 3 to 4 hours. Now, this most recent time here, it's been about 5 hours since she was out. So, but she does pretty well through the night in the bathroom. She'll hold it if she's locked up in here in the bathroom. So she'll hold it through the full night. But I'm also waking up earlier than I would normally do so. I mean, she's not making it 8 hours. I'm not forcing her to hold it for 8 hours. I'm waking up before that to take her out. So she's not having to hold it quite as long. So, but yeah, well, other than that, we're doing pretty good. So yeah, she does not know what a squeaky toy is. She does not know what a ball is. The first time I squeaked the toy in front of her, she bolted underneath the table. So, which is probably a good thing. I don't really care for having a squeaky toy go off continuously anyways, but I would prefer that I need to teach her how to play with the ball. So that's something I'll have to teach her. But yeah, other than that, we're doing pretty good. She's smart as a whip. She's picking up, I already taught her hand commands and leash pressure for sitting. Before we go out, she has to sit in front of the door to wait for me to put the collar on her and the leash on her, and she does that perfectly. So, well, mostly perfectly. Every once in a while, she gets a little bit stubborn about it, but usually, if I haven't given her a treat in quite a while, she'll do it without treats just about every time. But eventually, she starts to get tired of it. So, but yeah, I mean, that's all in all, she's been doing really, really good. We had her to town today. She was excellently behaved with my sister's male miniature poodle. He was not excellently behaved. He has not been socialized very well, and it shows. But she kind of growled and barked at him twice, and he was getting too much into her business, so getting too close to her face, trying to grab onto her, trying to mount her. Like I said, he's not socialized at all. So, but yeah, she did very, very good. Aside from that, she did bark and growl at a couple of people walking by, but the vast majority of people, she was fine with them walking by. There really was just one kid that walked by she didn't care for. And I have a feeling that has to do with the situation that she came out of. So, aside from that, she's been doing great. She didn't even growl at our UPS man. He came walking up. I'm guessing the people before us had a UPS driver, and he was probably always nice to her, because I don't know if she recognized the truck with her uniform, but she was fine with that guy. She didn't even growl at him. My Uncle Bill, she went ahead and she growled at him for like 5 or 10 minutes, and he's always been an animal person. So it was just something to do with the way that he looked versus the way the UPS guy looked. The UPS guy, she pretty much recognized, I guess. So, aside from that, she's been doing great. The drive to town and back in the truck, it's about a 30-minute drive. And she did fine in the back. But yeah, she's been doing pretty good. So I've got 4 people interested in puppies, at least 4, possibly 5, and that's not including if I keep one for myself, which I may do. I'm undecided, but this little one right here, let's see if I can get you a view. Well, I think it might be nursing, but that might be the one there, I think, but that I'm thinking about keeping. We'll see. I like the look of the Mastiff, so. And this one here is definitely going to be getting fixed. 12 puppies is just way too many. So I want to get her spayed and get her stomach tacked at the same time. And probably try to get her nails done. They got way too long. They were never taken care of. And now I'm kind of worried that if I go ahead and if I do it, I know I can take them down a bit without hurting her. I just have to be careful, except for the dew claws. Her dew claws are black on her hind feet. I think on both hind feet. So I don't know that I'll be able to get those ones quite as easily. And she already broke outside. See, she broke this one here, and she broke this one here. So, and she's also, this one is pretty rough. So I really need to work on those. Try to get her. I've never done nail trimming of any kind, so I'm hoping that might be willing to go ahead and trim them back to where they should be while she's under anesthesia for getting fixed. But yeah, I want to get her fixed. 12 puppies is way too many. I don't want to take a chance on her getting hurt the next time. So, and I'm not really particularly interested in turning her into a breeder either. So, yeah. So basically, I've got possible homes for 6 puppies so far, but I definitely have good solid interest for at least 4 of them. My niece would love one, but my sister's landlord was very hesitant when she asked him about bringing her male in, which is a male, that's the male miniature poodle, and he was very hesitant until he heard that it was a miniature. I have a funny feeling he's not going to be quite so accommodating for a Mastiff pit bull mix, even if they are terrier pit bulls. So, but yeah. Aside from all that, we're doing pretty good. So, babies are putting on weight very well. I haven't really seen much in the way of fleas on any of them, but I haven't really been looking too closely either. I'm sure the babies still have some, Their mother, the bath that I gave her today was a flea and tick with oatmeal something or other for dry skinned dogs. So hopefully that'll help clear up her skin issues, and I'm also hoping that it will kind of rub off on the baby's fur a little bit. I don't know if that's just, false hope or not, but we'll see. So that's about it for this video. This is been about 10.5 minutes that I've been rambling on, but you guys have had the best view in the house, even though you had to listen to me. You could have muted it. That would have been fine. Yeah. She's been absolutely excellent, though. A real sweetheart when it comes to picking up her paws. She does not mind at all. Obviously, I was picking up her paws here, but even if she's awake, I can pick her paws up. Yesterday or the day before, I went ahead and I flipped her around so she was laying on her back between my legs while I was sitting on the floor, and I was petting her and moving her paws, and I'm playing between her toes and playing with her face. And earlier here today, I was just picking up her, moving her jowls, moving her lips up so I could see her teeth. She didn't care for that at first, but she was willing to put up with it. So I've done my best to try and check for mastitis, although I don't know exactly what I'm checking, how I'm supposed to be checking it. I know it's supposed to be, red and inflamed and, painful for him to nurse, and a firmness that the other breasts don't have. But she hasn't had any issues. I mean, I don't know, they feel kind of like there's a little bit of firmness to them, like there's not a lot, there's like almost like a ribbon, but that feels almost more like tissue of firmness. But she's not making any indication that she's in pain with the puppies nursing, so at least not any indication that I'm able to identify. She does not like to sleep in here alone. I'm constantly having to, when she first got here, I was sitting in the bathroom here to petting her until she went to sleep so that I could leave, because otherwise she would come right to the door and start pawing at the door. But I've been working with her, trying to get her desensitized to me leaving, first off, and then aside from that, also forcing her to lay back down. When I go ahead and close the door, she picks her head up and I do this number to her, and she'll lay back down and tell her, "Good girl," and then go ahead and do the same thing, open, close the door again. She'll pick her head back up, and then I do it again, and so on and so forth. She does not like to be left alone at all. And she's turning into my own personal little shadow, which would not be a problem, too big of a problem anyways, except for the fact that it doesn't matter if she's with the puppies or not. She wants to go ahead and be wherever I'm at. So I've been spending a lot of time out in the living room. That's where we move the puppies back and forth to, between the bathroom and the living room. They stay in the bathroom overnight. So, but yeah, she wants to follow me wherever I go. So, which isn't too big a deal. I don't really need a Velcro dog, but I want a dog that is mine. I just didn't really want a Velcro dog. But she hasn't, I guess she probably wouldn't qualify as such. I mean, she's not glued to my hip constantly. Like, she'll lay down next to one of my parents in the dining room, and I'll walk away, and as long as I'm in the room and talking, she's fine. If I go ahead and leave the room to come back to the bathroom or back to the bedroom, one of the back bedrooms, she'll get up and follow me. Or if she can't see me, if I get up and I go to the refrigerator, which there's an island between us, then she'll get up and walk around until she can see me again. So, but we're working on that. I want to try to get her good enough that she doesn't have to be with me all the time. I want her close by, and I want her to prefer me, my company, versus anybody else's. But I don't want her to be, come on guys, I don't want her to be too dependent to the point where she's anxious if I'm not there. I don't think that would be particularly healthy for her. So I want to try to have her a little bit more emotionally stable, I guess would be the best way to put it. So I've got to work on that. Got a lot of work to do with her, but she seems to be, like I said, she seems to be very, very smart. And once we start managing to hand off some of these puppies, we'll be doing be able to do a little bit better, being able to handle her the way I need to. So I need to do some crate training with her as well. It's a little bit more time consuming than I had realized it was going to be, with just her, not necessarily the puppies, but with just her, because she has to be walked every 3 hours just to be safe, 3 to 4 hours. So, and that makes things a little bit difficult for me right now, but we're managing. We're managing as best we can. So, but yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna show something a little gross here, so look away if you need to. But her discharge is mostly clearing up. She's got very, very little blood and very, very little discharge left coming out. Leave that alone. So she's definitely healing up, which I'm happy about. I was very, very worried about that. So I know it's supposed to be normal, but it is what it is. So that's where we're at, and you guys get to watch all these puppies walking around. This one's going to be a beautiful brindle, I think. Yeah, so they're mostly all black, well, black and shades of white. We got a little skunk stripe here. And we got some of them, this little pork chop here that is almost, I think this one is, oh, nope, a little bit of white underneath. So, yeah. So there be puppies. Alright, I guess I'll go ahead and just hold the phone back here and you guys can watch them. These guys are so cute though. Some of them are just, they'll be sleeping here. This one's sleeping and he's not even latched onto a nipple. He's just latched onto skin. Girl, you stink. Oh, come on. She's been eating a lot. The vet had said about making sure that she has full access to food. She hasn't put on any weight that I'm aware of. I picked her up and, well, not tried. I did pick her up and weighed her. Leave that alone. I did pick her up and weighed her, and she was still at 40 pounds on our scale. So she hasn't really put on any weight. Now she's eating probably twice what the bag says is recommended for adults. So, and she's pooping a lot too. She's going a lot, at least 3 or 4 times a day. Mostly solid, but some that are a little runnier than I would like. But I'm still kind of attributing that to the drastic change in diet. It's only been a week, so she's I think she's still adjusting to the diet. So, but yeah. She eats like she's like she didn't have access to enough food, or like she eats like they may have either put in all of the food into one dish. They had 3 dogs there, and including her, and that includes the male, which was 150 pounds, that male mastiff. So, and she eats, like, either they put all the food into one bowl and let the dogs have at it, or maybe they used 3 separate bowls, but they didn't separate the dogs at all, it seems like, and then whoever finished got to go first, got to go ahead and finish everybody else's scraps. Because she eats like she is going to, like she's been starving for a week. She doesn't, when she eats, she just gulps it down as fast as she can. And she does the same thing with the water, to the point where she'll eat so much so fast and drink so much water right afterwards that she'll be making like retching noises, like she's just trying to keep it down. So I'm not sure how to go about doing anything with that. I'm not sure that there's anything I can do about that, so long as I'm trying to keep her eating the way the vet said. The vet wanted her to have full access to food, so I'm not limiting that at all. So I don't think there's really any much of that I can do there, until the point where I don't have to have her have free access to it, and then I might be able to go ahead and try to work with her a little bit more. We'll see how that goes in a few weeks. Like I said, the puppies will be, they are 2 weeks old today. We've had them for 7 days, so they're 2 weeks old. We got another 2 weeks till I need to worry about weaning. Well, 3 to 4 weeks is what I was told, but I'm going to prefer to try to wait till closer to 4. But we're going to start using the formula to try to help her out with her milk production. So that by in and of itself is going to help quite a bit towards weaning. I don't know, I may be at 3 week mark, maybe at 3.5 weeks mark I might go ahead and try making, I saw a kennel on YouTube that they make a puppy mash, they call it, and they're just taking the puppy food and grinding it and then adding their formula to it to make a mash. So I might try doing that at like 3.5 weeks, just because I know that for how big these puppies are getting and how fast they're getting there, I don't think she's gonna have enough milk. I mean, after they get done nursing on her, I've tried, milking her the way that they showed on that kennel club. They showed how you can go ahead and you can just milk them, and you should be having nice, good, clear, clean milk. And she doesn't have hardly anything. Well, the one time that I tried, she didn't have any milk to pull out. That was after they had finished nursing. But if she's running that low on milk, then there's puppies that aren't getting as much as I'd like them to. They're not getting their fill. They're getting what they can, but not getting their fill. And I'm being careful with the runt, making sure that the runt gets fed. But I'm sure there's other ones that, they're all trying to get what they can, and they're all still putting on weight. But obviously, when you look at this chunky monkey, look at this one, look at this one, look at you, huh? Look how big you are. Oh, yeah. Look how big you are. Yep. Alright, well, that's enough puppy watching. Sorry to force you to listen to the sound of me ramble for 25 minutes. But, like I said, mute it and watch it from the beginning. That way you get the best part.